Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of The Feral Soul. As always, I am your host, Brittany. I have a really fun episode for you guys today, and it is actually inspired by you, one of our listeners. So I was chatting with one of my little feral besties, and she had a question around the higher self and how you can go deeper, how you can start connecting with your higher self and what that looks like. And so I thought that this was just a really cool question. And I think that it opens up a broader conversation on just who our higher self is, but also how can we build a relationship with her or him, them? How can we start to trust the information that's coming in? And whether or not you have trained your intuition and you've really honed it in and you're able to channel and get clear, intuitive information from her, she still can be your best friend. She still can help guide you and she's here to support you. So I thought that it was just a really, really, really fun question. So we are going to get into that today. And as always, it's just the universe is always on my side because anytime I start thinking about an episode or a topic that I want to cover with you guys, the universe just floods my experiences with examples. So I have been having quite a week and a lot of things that feel like they are outside myself, outside of my control, which is not always true because again, we create everything. It's like my mentor talks about this and I think that it's really funny, but it's like our life is the Truman Show. Um, Everybody in our life is playing a part for us and we are playing a part for another whoever else is in our life. So our reality is like the Truman Show. And so we really are creating everything. However, there are examples of where I have a partnership and my husband and I are considered a 3 out of 4 match, and meaning that we relate. So there's 4 areas where you can match romantically with your partner. It's mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. And we just connect so well in every one of those areas except for spiritual. And this really did start to become bigger when I started going into my spiritual journey, when I had my spiritual awakening, even though I feel like I've had like 5 spiritual awakenings since then. But anyway, he is just like not always like super on board with our world is a mirror and just all of the spiritual science, even though it's science. I don't understand how people like can't get on board with the science of it, but that is that's for another day. So anyway, it's just not something that I can't help him in the same way that I get to help my clients, or I don't connect with him on this spiritual level the way I get to connect with all of you guys. And so sometimes when he's going through things or life is happening around us, the household is going through things, there's only so much that I can do because I can give somebody advice, or I can give somebody intuitive information. But you are in control. Right. Again, going back to what we were saying, we are in control of our own reality. And so, all of that to be said, there has just been some things that have been happening and have been going on. And I won't go into detail this time, even though I don't gatekeep with you guys. I tell you guys everything that's going on with me when it comes to other people, just got to respect that. But the whole point of this is that it feels big, it feels hard. And sometimes, especially when you're in the spiritual world and you start kind of learning about all of this stuff and you can start to feel isolated. You can start to feel like no one understands me, or you can start to feel like I can't do this alone. I can't do this alone. And the whole point of why I'm bringing this up is because in reality, you just are never alone. You're never alone. Your higher self is always with you. And your higher self always has your back. Your higher self is can be used as a comfort blanket sometimes. I use her for everything. She is my bestie. She is someone who I connect with every day. I will share my excitement. I will ask a bunch of questions. I channel to her. I also go to her for comfort. And so it's like in those moments where I'm feeling alone, or I'm feeling like I don't know what to do, or I'm feeling like there's only so much that I can do. And intuitively, I know that I'm not the best person to guide somebody or to offer intuitive information towards, but I still, my heart, you know what I mean? Heart still goes out to them, and it makes me feel a little isolated. And so I love to go to my higher self for those kinds of situations too. So that's just a little bit about why it is important, why it is great to have a relationship with your higher self. Aside from the fact that when we train our intuition and when you have control over your intuition, because here's the thing is that we all have intuitive gifts. We are all innately intuitive. And I am being pressed to do a whole topic, a whole podcast episode on the science behind intuition because it feels very woo woo out there. Everybody thinks that it's just like either this gut feeling or it's some sort of like psychic crystal ball situation. No, it's you we are using scientifically proven systems to train our intuition and to hone in on our intuition. And so when you have gotten to that level and you have that sort of control, I mean, channeling to your higher self and getting intuitive advice from your higher self, and you really are building that trust with her, it is a game changer to really being able to lead that soul filled life that we are all shooting for. It's the purpose of this podcast. It's the reason why I want to reach out and I work with my clients, and I love connecting with all of you guys. That is my one goal, is to get you guys, to feel happy, to feel fulfilled, and to be leading that soul-filled life. And in my opinion, having intuition trained and controlled in that way is bar none gonna get you there so much faster, is gonna get you there so much more confidently, and is just really gonna be able to build that trust with your intuitive gifts, with all of the things that you are innately built to do. So I don't remember where I was going with that. Okay, no. Where I was going with it is that also if you're not there yet, or if maybe that isn't a road that you want to go down right now, you can still talk to your higher self. You can still build a relationship with her, because here is the thing. Our higher self is us. Your higher self is the most realized version of you. She is a part of you. Your higher self, it helped create this life before we came down onto this earth. We planned everything. We planned everything. We planned who our parents were going to be. We planned, what we were going to look at, like down to like the freckle on our pinky toe. We planned it all. We planned the relationships that we're going to have. We planned the struggles, the obstacles, the um thrills, like all of the things in our life we were planned. And that doesn't take away from our free will. It's just that there are certain things that we knew by creating the environment that we had, by creating the qualities that we had, by creating all of this stuff. We knew based on building who we are that we were going to respond in a certain way, that we were going to behave in a certain way, that certain obstacles were going to come to us. And we do have the choice to sidestep certain lessons, and we do have the choice um to get out of contracts, maybe, if that is in the highest good of everybody. But all that to be said, your higher self is a part of you. She is the part of you that is unburdened by all of the limiting beliefs, by all of the social programmings, by all of the human things that we have going on. She is outside of us. She's so massive that she is outside of our body, but she is us. She is a version of us, and we are a version of her. She can see across the past, the present, and the future, all with clarity, all with, complete clarity. And so she is our go-to for when we are struggling. She is our go-to for when we aren't sure what to do or what path to take or why why are we going through this struggle? Why am I dealing with this? Why do I have parents that suck? Why is my boyfriend being mean to me? Why am I struggling with money? Why? Whatever it is, whatever human is going through, our higher self knows the reason. She knows the reason, and she's here to support you through that. Now, I'm also going to preface that with our higher self, she has an agenda, and her agenda is growth through lessons. Because if you think about it, anybody in the world, anybody who has done anything remarkable, the one goal or the one thing that they all have in common is adversity. Like, if everything was just handed to you and everything was just easy, you would not be the person that you are. You think about anything that has happened in your life, and any sort of obstacle or any sort of hardships, any sort of adversity that you had to deal with. Think about who you came out as on the other side. It stretched you, it shaped you, it formed you, it grew you into the person that you are today, into the qualities that you love. It is how we grow into the highest version of ourselves. So, in that sense, our higher self is going to want us to go through these lessons. She is going to want us to go through these obstacles. She is going to want us to go through adversity because she knows that when we get onto the other side, we are going to become the person, the version of ourselves that we are calling in. So when you are asking for something from your higher self, know that it is not going to be this kisses and rainbows and butterflies path. Sometimes it can be like, what the hell are you doing to me? I have asked her that before. I have. But she's not doing anything to punish you. She's not punishing you. When we call in something, when we call in a new version of ourselves, we call in a new goal, there is going to be obstacles. There is going to be adversity. There is going to be things put in your path. And she is giving those to you. She is offering those up to you because it is going to lead you to the other side of the thing that you actually want. So, just know that. Just know that our higher self, she always has our back. She wants the same things for us. She wants it. Like, the plans that you have for yourself don't even compare to what your higher self has planned for you. And I think I forgot to mention, but your higher self is your connection to source. It's part of your connection to source. So she is essentially like a mini God assigned to you. She can see, she has all of the knowledge. She has all of the things that source has. And it is a part of you. So because you are a child of source, you have that connection. And so she's just great. She's just great. It is it is such a gift that we have a higher self and that we have the ability to connect with her, and we have the ability to lean on her. So, but I do just wanna make that I just wanna make that clear. I wanna make that clear. It's so important, it's so great that we have that relationship with her. However, do not get surprised if when you are calling something in and all of a sudden you go through something really hard, don't think, "Oh, my higher self didn't listen to me. Oh, she doesn't." Lost in translation, or, "Oh, I guess I'm not really talking to my higher self because there's no way that she would have put me through that." No, she probably would have. She probably would have put you through that because of who you came out as. So, there's that. Now, when I first started growing my intuition and when I first started connecting with my higher self, I felt like a crazy person. I felt like I was just talking to myself. It's like, "Brittany, how is this any different than before?" But it's the intention. When you are, so we have our higher self is like a field, the same way that we have all of these other forces that are pushing and controlling this matter. So your higher self is a field that you can connect with and that you can get information from. Yeah. So it really is about intent and then building that trust. So I will say that at the very beginning, I did feel like a crazy person. Like I said, I did. But you keep with it, you keep at it. And, the best exercise that I could give to you guys to start talking to and start communicating with and building that relationship with your higher self is making a goal that, let's say it's at least 5 minutes. Say 5 minutes a day, you are going to set the intent that you are connecting with your higher self and just chat. Just chat with her. You know, like literally make her your best friend. Make her your best friend. You can ask her for advice. You can say, I'm really struggling here. What do I need to know about this situation? What is this trying to show me? What I know that you put this lesson in front of me for a reason, but I can't see it. Help me understand what is going to be coming out on the other side. Because I remember she sees the past, the present, and the future all at once, all with clarity. So she knows what is coming on the other side of this obstacle if we can push through. So those are great questions to ask her and really just almost like, a sounding board for you. When you are picking up this information, it literally can sound just like a conversation in your head. It literally can just sound like a conversation in your head. Another way that I really like to connect with my higher self is through journaling. And so that can be like a physical journal or that can be through typing. But, just asking a question and then just typing whatever comes to your mind, just whatever comes out. And this is how you're going to start building your connection with her. This is how you're going to start strengthening your relationship with her. And then this is also how you're going to start to build trust within yourself regarding your intuition, regarding your ability to read light, to read fields, and those sorts of things. So this is a huge game changer. It is a huge, huge game changer because when we can have this relationship with our higher self, remember at the very beginning, like I was talking about, going through this struggle of feeling helpless or feeling alone or feeling isolated, it's knowing 100% that you always have someone in your corner. You actually have 2 things in your corner. You actually have your higher self and you have source, God. Source, God, whatever resonates with you. A lot of people think that spirituality means that you don't have a relationship with God, and it's such a misconception. I did get I actually got baptized as a Christian when I was, like, 26. Um, I didn't grow up religious, but I did find God and I found Christianity and I loved the connection with God um and so I ended up getting baptized and I had a really strong relationship with church and with my relationship with God and with Jesus and all of it. And then when my um niece passed away, I completely turned away from God and was like, "Fuck you." Sorry. But I just was so mad and was like, "There can't be a God because if there was a God, he wouldn't have done anything like this." And, so if there is a God, then I don't even like you, Like I literally was just I know a lot of people when they go through hard times, they lean on faith, but I just turned completely against it. And anywho, that was a little bit of a tangent, but the whole point of that was that when I had my spiritual awakening and I started to find myself again and I started to find my own power within myself, and then I started connecting with my higher self and then started connecting with source. And it's like, I have never had a stronger relationship with God than I do today. I don't believe in organized religion, but I believe Jesus Christ is real. I believe in God. Just, I call it source because it is the origin point It is the all knowing. It is the source of information. It is the source of everything, but whatever resonates with you. Anyway, you guys, these like unscripted podcasts are just totally having me go on all of these tangents. I hope that I'm making sense. I hope that I haven't taken you on like too many journeys and that the point of all of this was came across, which is that you are never alone. You always have support. You are here for a purpose. You are here for a reason. You are divinely and innately here as a special, remarkable human. And remember that you have the ability to anything that you're looking for externally, you have the ability to find internally. And that can feel big and that can feel hard, but knowing that your higher self has your back, knowing that she is here with you, she is here with you, and that you can connect with her at any time and that she is always going to be supporting you is such a gift. It's just such a gift. And I feel so happy to not only know that, but to be able to share that with you guys. So, homework. Your homework. Who doesn't love homework? Your homework. I want you guys to really, really try. We talked last time about these 1% shifts that are going to be, life changing. And this is a 1% shift that you can start just spending a few minutes a day with your higher self. If that looks like meditating, if that looks like going on a walk and chatting, if that looks like talking to her in the shower, if that looks like, talking to her while you're making dinner, whatever it is, whatever feels right for you, just start doing it. Just start doing it and knowing that you don't need to have this mastery skill level in channeling and in obtaining intuitive information. I've worked really, really hard. I've worked many years trying and honing in on these gifts that we all do have, but as I said, we all have them. So you don't need to be a master intuitive in order to connect to your higher self. You don't. She is you. She is you. You are her. You can talk to her right now. So that is it. Thank you for the lovely, lovely, lovely question. I think it inspired such a beautiful episode. And as always, if you have any questions, if you want me to go deeper on all this, I literally just kind of touched the surface in regards to higher self and how all of this works. But this is the first step, right? So get this. If you want me to go deeper, if you want to connect further, then hit me up. Let's talk. And as always, I will link all of the ways that you can get a hold of me in the show notes. Okay, you guys, that is what I have for you. Love you, love you, love you so much. And we will see you at the next one.